Hello, hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Heather Corinne, and today we're going to be crocheting this adorable fox coffee sleeve. I'll post a link to my blog post where I have typed this entire pattern out for you, as well as a list of materials and stitches that we'll be using in the description box below. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a whole lot, and you won't miss any of my upcoming projects. Let's get started. We're going to begin with cream yarn, and we're going to chain 35 chain stitches. This pattern is designed to fit a standard reusable Starbucks coffee mug. However, you can adjust your chain stitches to fit the mug of your choice. For rows 1 through 4, we're going to single crochet in each stitch across and then chain 1 and turn at the end of each row. That'll be a total of 34 stitches per row, rows 1 through 4. On the last stitch of the 4th row, we're going to switch to burnt orange, and my favorite way to do this is to pull up like you're going to do a regular single crochet with 2 loops on the hook, and instead of pulling through with cream, we're going to pull through with burnt orange. And then we'll pull tight on the working yarn of cream and that first end of the burnt orange and chain 1. And turn the work and begin the next row. Rows 5 through 12 are going to be single crochet in each stitch across, which will be a total of 34 stitches per row, chaining 1 and turning at the end of each. After I've done a couple stitches with this burnt orange, I'm going to tie off with the cream, leaving a long enough tail to stitch up a seam on this project. Now we're just going to continue on until we have completed row 12. At the end of row 12, we're going to chain 1 and turn the work around, but we're going to place a stitch marker in that working yarn to hold our place and just pause with orange for a second. To create the ears, we're going to create a slip knot on our hook with cream again. And then we're going to count over to the 11th stitch from the right side, and we're going to create a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over before you insert the hook into the 11th stitch and create a half double crochet. Next, we're going to add a double crochet to that very same stitch. And a triple crochet to the very same stitch. Now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to move on to the very next stitch with a triple crochet, a double crochet in the same stitch, and a half double crochet in the same stitch. And we're going to chain 1 and tie off with cream here. Next, we're going to repeat the same sequence for the second ear. We're going to put the little slip stitch on our hook, and we're going to skip the next 9 stitches. So technically this will be the 22nd stitch from the right. So once you've found that stitch, you're going to hold it there with your finger and do a yarn over before inserting the hook and creating a half double crochet in this stitch. Next, we'll add a double crochet to the same stitch and a triple crochet to the same stitch. Then we will chain 2 and repeat in reverse order in the next stitch. Triple crochet, double crochet, half double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and tie off with the cream. Now we're going to pick back up where we left off on our burnt orange. We're going to remove that stitch marker and reinsert the hook, and we're going to finish this row off with single crocheting down the entire row, going over and around the ears as we get there. You'll want to pay attention to keeping the tails of cream pulled towards the back of the project so that when you get to this stitch where you're going to be inserting into the first stitch of cream, that tail is going to be hanging out the back side. So we're going to single crochet into the cream and follow those stitches all the way up to the top. When we get to the very top stitch, we're going to chain 2 just like we did on creating the inside of the ears, and that keeps the little point at the top. So chain 2 and then continue single crocheting back down the left side of the ear. See how we've created the cutest little ear, and now we're just going to continue crocheting down the left side and do the same thing to the left ear. After the last stitch, we're going to chain 1, and look how cute that is. I absolutely love these little ears. It took me quite a bit of time to design them to make them perfect, but I love how they turned out. We're going to tie off with a long tail so that we can create a seam and pull through that chain stitch so we can secure it from coming unraveled. Now we're going to flip the project backwards and sort of clean up and tie off these tails that we've turned towards the back. Keeping the right side facing inward, so the wrong side's going to be facing out. We're going to put the edges up together, lined up, and use those long tails and a yarn needle to create a seam up the back side of our coffee sleeve. Now we're going to flip it right side out, and you can see that that is a pretty seamless seam. To create the cute little nose, we're going to make a magic circle and single crochet 4 stitches into the magic circle. Then we're going to pull this loose end tight to tighten up the magic circle, and we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of what would be the next round. Then we're going to chain 1 and tie off with a medium tail in order to stitch it onto the face. And the last step is going to be to add 2 cute little eyes over the nose. And to do this, I just count up from the center and over about 2 stitches to make sure that they're symmetrical. hope you have enjoyed crocheting this adorable fox coffee sleeve with me. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next project. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.